Back in the days, hitting the road, messing with wind. Back in the days, hitting the road, messing with wind. Back in the days, hitting the road, messing with wind. Back in the days, hitting the road, messing with wind.
Welcome to the Curate Bulawayo show, the heart of the royal city. We are a Curate Bulawayo podcast having a simulcast on Sky's Metro FM. We would love to talk to Bulawayo and glad to have you here. I'm your host, Valentine Makoni, and I have a guest in the studio who is going to introduce herself.
Salibonani, my name is Sanelisiwe Tsakani Muyambo, better known as Tsonga Mukololo. How are you all doing?
I'm glad that you said your surname because I'm going to insist that I'm going to call you Tsonga because I feel like that could actually be a Shona name. I feel like I'm okay with that.
But Tsonga Mukololo is my stage name.
Oh, what
my actual name is Sanelisiwe Tsakani Muyambo.
I didn't even actually know that. What does your stage name mean though?
Tsonga Mukololo. Okay, I am Tsonga. That is Shangani.
Okay.
But I was raised in the Venda culture, and Mukololo means royalty or prince, princess, whatever you may choose. So Tsonga royalty. So Tsonga Mukololo.
I feel like our brands align, you know? Like
Serious?
You are not wearing Tuma Pumps to a black. I feel like our brands align right now, and I'm very comfortable with that, and I'm like a big supporter of you. We do have some people in the studio who shall remain nameless, but they are part of the Curate Bulawayo community. And if you hear any drinks being poured, know that these people are supporting everything that we're doing.
Worthy cause.
Exactly, a worthy cause. So, Tsonga, tell me about how you grew up and identity. Because, I feel like, you know, what's interesting that you told me your name.
Yes.
And, I had a discussion with a prominent Twitter personality who talked about being Kalanga.
Yes.
And how these specific minority groups aren't being represented in the larger ecosystem. So tell me about your identity and how you fit into this larger ecosystem that we have.
Okay. I actually grew up in Plumtree.
Okay.
Yes. My primary education. Well, from birth and up until grade 6, I think, I was in Plumtree. And then I moved to Bulawayo and I stayed in Barberfields.
Close to the stadium.
Yes, very close. The house is actually close to the stadium. Very close.
For the record, after I saw Bulawayo Chiefs online store, I feel like I support Bulawayo Chiefs. Like legit, like those guys are just doing it.
No, but you know we're going to come for you, right?
Oh yeah,
because you keep saying Bulawayo.
Oh man!
Yes,
and I'm like Curate
Bulawayo.
And I'm
it has to
Curate
slip off your tongue.
Yo, okay.
We're definitely going to come out.
You're coming for me. You're coming for me.
We're coming for you.
Curate
Okay.
Bulawayo.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm learning. You know?
And then
I'm trying to do this radio accent. I'm trying to appeal to all of these ladies. I'm trying to get DMs in my Twitter. My name is Valentine Makoni. At Valentine Makoni, you can DM me. Yeah, I accept DMs, including ones with pictures.
you're not putting yourself out there.
Yeah,
They need to know.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm available.
Yeah. Then I did my grade 6 and 7 at Msiligazi Primary School.
That's
then
good.
moved to Gweru for high school. Then back to St. Columbus. Then for Form 4.
Yeah.
That was 2009, and then A-level, Bulawayo Adventist High School, then Midland State University.
Before that, you went the arts route, right?
Yes, I did.
Like, which a lot of Zimbabwean parents aren't always comfortable with.
You can say that again, but my parents are creatives, so they were in full support of me.
They were okay with you doing divinity at A-level?
No, I didn't do divinity. I did Ndebele.
Divinity at A-level. Yeah. Like, we want to know, like, which Zimbabwean parent was like, yeah, you can do divinity.
Why
at
are
A-level.
you doing that subject? I actually did Ndebele, which I feel is even worse. Because, like, if you're doing Ndebele or Shona, it's like, what are
It's
you
A-level.
thinking?
Yeah.
Exactly. I actually did Ndebele, literature and history.
So you knew as young as you were that you wanted to get into writing?
I had been writing for the longest time. I started writing when I was young. Like, I think I was in grade 3 or something. because I had a hard time making friends, so I always found comfort in writing, especially in my journals. I had a lot of pretend friends because most of my friends were actually my brother's friends. So
Oh wow. So that's where you get a little bit of your street edginess too.
you see,
Street edginess from. Okay.
yeah. So that was one of the main issues that led to me having to take literature
Okay.
as a subject in A level.
And then what you do at your MSU?
Psychology.
So you are trying to psychoanalyze us, and you are trying to
I
break
have
down
been psychoanalyzing
toxic
each and every-
masculinity and all of this shit, and all of this stuff, and all of this stuff. Yeah, there's one girl in the studio and 4 dudes for the record. So I don't know what that's gonna mean, but yeah.
No,
Okay.
the thing is, when you've studied psychology, as soon as you enter a room or as soon as you meet someone, your mind just starts to psychoanalyze them without you even realizing that you're psychoanalyzing. I could tell you all a lot about your personalities, but I won't. So
Hey, let's just put it here.
The anonymous ones.
She will psychoanalyze one person in the studio. She won't say who that name is.
No.
But she's just gonna, we don't know. No, and the audience don't know. Like just one person.
okay,
Like,
there's
we're
this
curious.
quote that we love to use as psychologists. Well, my friends and I.
Yeah.
I am a psychologist. I am not your psychologist.
Oh wow.
Now, if I have to be your psychologist, you'd have to pay me.
Oh wow. You know, interesting enough, I'm just gonna segue. I know this is a hard segue, but I'm gonna segue into what happened when lockdown started. Someone who is a PR officer for the record, a public relations officer for a prominent Bulawayo organization, came to me and they wanted to use the Curate Bulawayo platform to push an agenda for COVID-19 relief and a lot of corporate social responsibility that we're doing. And they asked me to allow them to go on our platform for free. Now, I felt conflicted about that because on the one hand, I really understood that Bulawayo needed as much of corporate support, developmental support as possible, but I also felt a certain way about the lack of respect for our platform, and just the fact that we have an audience and we create stories for our city as if that's not corporate social responsibility, as if that's not developmental, as if that's not impactful, and they were refusing to pay. And we charge really cheap. DM me for prices. We charge really, really cheap. DM me for prices. We charge really, really cheap. And I felt some sort of way about that because I felt I feel like Zimbabweans generally don't value services.
Thank you. Thank you for that. No lies detected, as I always say. No lies detected whatsoever. People, I'm a publisher as well. People come to me and they want me to edit their books. They want me to publish their books for free. And I'm saying, do you understand that this is a business? This is how I make a living. And you want me to do all of these things for free. And
you know, the thing that affects me the most is that sometimes I don't mind doing it for free.
yeah.
I actually mind when you can pay, you just
But
don't
you choose
want,
not to.
You just don't want to because you just don't value the work that we do.
Exactly.
And I feel like the work that we do as a publisher, as a lawyer, as a psychologist, as a Curate Bulawayo platform, as a music producer, all of this is work. It is 10 years of deliberate effort in terms of our 10,000 hours. We've put in the hours, and
We've
it's important
studied.
for people to begin to realize that and to begin to value that. And I don't know, do you think it's going to change at some point?
I honestly believe that there's some people who will never change. They'll always have this entitlement thing this entitlement trait that they carry around. They think, someone actually came to me and said, I can't remember the actual words, but they wanted to use me to push their own agenda in a way, and they said I would be getting exposure. I'm sorry, what?
The payment in exposure.
I'm sorry,
Comrade.
What do you mean? What do you
no.
mean? Like, pass me a drink. I need like,
Yeah,
hello.
you need to drink to
I
that.
need to
Like,
drink.
you
What do
need
you
a
mean?
drink for that.
Huh?
So
You can't be
yeah.
paying me through exposure. You've actually approached me, meaning you already know about me. So
And
what
you know
makes
the
you
value.
think that
Yeah.
there are a lot more people? You know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
People need to respect other people's work.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, I also feel like sometimes the reason why that's the case is because it's always easy to get the same work, but it's not easy to get the same work at the same value. So you can get anyone to psychoanalyze, you can get anyone to represent you in court, you can get
Exactly.
anyone to promote you on social media.
must
You can
say-
get all of that, but how are you going to get that in the right sort of way? How are you going to get that with the right sort of input and the
Input,
value?
exactly.
How are you going to get that with the sort of same sort of like response? And I think that's why I feel like maybe this podcast in Skies with Metro partnering with Curate Bulawayo is going to make people begin to realize that reach and influence in beginning conversations and sustaining conversations is something that is worth paying for, is something that's
Yes.
worth striving for. Okay, so you said you're a publisher, right?
I am.
Tell me about your favorite work that you've published.
Well, that's it. That's an easy one.
Which one is which one is that one?
It's not what you think it is.
Oh, it's not the conversations with the
No,
gods?
it's not Conversations with the Gods.
Oh, because the book cover.
You like that book because
I
of
love
the book cover.
that book cover. I'm a red-blooded male. I'm a red-blooded male. I love that book cover.
I totally understand you. And
It's a very impactful.
that book cover was deliberate, hey? And I'm glad to see that the intention, the intent behind having that particular book cover is
It's
what-
working.
It's actually working,
It's
hey?
working very well.
My favorite is actually Curious Tando.
When did you publish that one?
I published that last week, actually.
Last week.
Yes.
So this is like during lockdown.
Yes, last week
Pub-
Wednesday. My husband actually wrote the book. It's about financial literacy, teaching our kids financial literacy. So my son's name is Tando. And
Oh,
wow.
Congratulations on being a mother. This
Thank
is like
you.
a 2020 thing. In the middle of a terrible year for everyone, they're like bundles of joy.
Of joy, you know,
Yeah.
he is such he's such a joy.
Thank
you.
So, yeah. All I'm saying is the baby bills are not cute.
Hey, you can say that again. Even
I
diapers
saw
have gone up.
papas and diapers and I'm like, no. This is
Even
not cute.
diapers
This
have
will
gone
make me
up.
cry tears of pain. Not tears of cuteness.
So it's a book on financial literacy because
Okay.
when we look at the education system here in Zimbabwe, financial literacy is not taught in schools. It's something we discover later on. Like, honestly speaking, if I had been taught all of the things that are in that book when I was still younger, I believe I would have taken this publishing route earlier on, and there's so many things I would have done differently. But because I had to first go to school, then
all of
college,
this,
and
yeah,
all of that, exactly, I've
Make yourself respectable, basically.
thank you for putting it like that, because they believe that you need to do this in
Yeah.
order for you to have a say in the community.
So what would you say is the take-home message? If you could have one take-home message from that book, what one financial advice would you give to people?
Nurture your kids' talents and help them grow from those talents, so much so that they can earn a living through those talents. They don't necessarily. Gone are the days when we had to have this conversation of you have to be a lawyer, you have to be a doctor, you have to be this. There's so many more. We actually have a producer here.
Yeah, we do. And
You
who's-
know, you're not taught about the fact
Yeah.
that there's actually someone called a producer out there in the world. You learn it later on in life.
who's raising 2 kids, by the way.
So we need to actually, I don't know, maybe.
expand our idea of what work is.
I feel like we've been brainwashed to believe that certain careers are the only available careers.
And they don't pay anymore.
They don't. Especially if your salary is coming in RTGS
Hey,
Pay.
or US dollar equivalent
No.
in a phantom account.
RTGS, and you're thinking that Pampers The cheapest Pampers you can get are $25.
Yeah, so it's
So it's crazy. It's crazy, honestly speaking. We need to be, I feel like our generation needs to be the different generation. Like, we need to raise our kids differently.
No, that's good. Thank you so much. On that motherly note, I think we're going to close our Curate Bulawayo show. Thank you, Tsonga Mukololo, for coming on and being the first guest on our Curate Bulawayo show. We very much appreciate it. We appreciate your ideas. We appreciate your writing. We appreciate your identity with the city of Bulawayo.
Thank you so much for having me. Did I cut you short?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You might have cut short someone's career, but that's a conversation. That's a conversation for another day. For now, we just appreciate you and everyone else who's in the studio and the drinks that are in the studio. They are wise waters, and therefore we'll call out that brand. Exactly, we'll call out that brand when it begins to pay us for our output. But it is absolutely brilliant, and you can catch us on @Curate Bulawayo on Twitter.
Curate Bulawayo. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so it
has to roll off your tongue. It's so easy.
Curate Bulawayo. Is that better?
It's better. It's not quite there, but it's better, you know.
Bulawayo.
Bulawayo. Huh? You have to say it so.
I know.
Exactly.
Although to be fair, like I feel like it's not even an accent thing. It's just like your voice thing, you know. And like Du should know, like. Yo, just like
married,
voice.
No, Du is my husband. Du is my husband.
Stop this man. Stop this.
Yes, she's married, but that, and you can follow me. You can follow me at.
I definitely am.
Husband and children for the rest.
Hey, no.
Although you people take your things back in order. Your things must be in order. The show is always happy to have you, and we hope to continue seeing you on the Twitter streets.
Please do invite me again. I had so much fun today.
I'm glad. I hope to have you again soon, and we can continue to talk to the audience. Thank you to Sky's Metro FM listeners for tuning in, and we'll see you again. This is your host, Valentine Makoni. You can find me on Instagram @Valentine Makoni, on Twitter @Valentine Makoni. You can follow Curate Bulawayo, the heart of the royal city, on Twitter @Curate Bulawayo. We are glad to have you, and see you next time.
Back in the days, hitting the road, messing with wind. Back in the days, hitting the road, messing with wind. Back in the days, hitting the road, messing with wind. Back in the days, hitting the road, messing with wind.